Hello and welcome back to the running commentary. Today's race is another 10k, the Shrewsbury 10k. People travel far and wide for this race, as you can see in front, with every racer in front being a Shrewsbury AC runner. Now, the start of this is quite abrupt and there are no stats on the screen. I can't hear anyone counting, so I was just starting my camera when everyone got in position ready to go. And we're off! I've got a 40-minute balloon in front of me and I'm thinking, well, my PB from the last Shrewsbury 10k was about 36 minutes. So I should be in front of him, but my target isn't really to PB. It would be nice, but I know this course is quite hilly, but without the stats on the screen, everything with the camera just feels flat. So we're running along the quarry curve to start with before we go up our first hill of many, and we're about to go into a second camera angle right now. And you can actually hear someone counting down, which is quite strange. You might need to fix that for next year. Maybe move the man counting down closer to the people running rather than the crowd. But that's only one criticism that I have so far from this 1 minute worth of footage. We can sit back and watch the runners come through. And there I am, back into POV now. Now the race plan, there wasn't really one, it was just to try and stick with people and not get left alone because it was quite windy as well. It started raining just before this as well, so I stuck with people who I recognised that would be in my pace range, and I thought let's just stay and see how long I can hold on. Now it may not have gone too well, or it might have gone well, but people take hills at different paces, and I thought first 2 or 3 kilometers I'm going to need to keep it steady and contain myself. If people go off like a rocket, I'm just going to have to leave them behind. But it seems like I didn't really follow my own tactic that I had in my head, and I went up this hill and I was like, right, these two guys, let's not lose them. Let's just try and keep it strong. This is the first hill of the Shrewsbury Park run, and so, you know, I've done this hill many a time, so I know how tough it is on the body and the legs, and they're always fresh when going up the hill because it's the first thing we do as well. But after that we usually just go around the quarry and then down a hill, whereas this time, once I go out of the gates, it's unknown territory for my running skill or ability. I'm already breathing quite hard there, but we can't see how hard we're going because there's no stats because I didn't sync it. It didn't sync properly, and I'm very upset about that. But even on this camera angle it looks flat, and if you were there taking part you'd know it's not flat. But here we are approaching the quarry gates, still giving it quite a big effort. Not sure how far back I am. Position wasn't really an issue. I just had a goal plugged into my watch for 38 minutes and I didn't really pay attention to that at all. But we come off and we're heading down towards the Welsh Bridge, past the college, the Welsh Bridge campus, and that is very, very, very steep. Too steep, I'd say, with unnecessary speed bumps for runners, but I guess for cars it's okay. But trying to slow yourself down and keep yourself contained at a sensible pace is probably harder to do than to just let yourself flail down the hill. But now we're going to turn right and go into town for a bit of a loop before coming back out. Now there's a bit of a gap in front of me forming, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm almost a kilometre in right now. 1k, and I said them out loud because I wanted to sync it to what would be on screen for everyone. But the first kilometre was at 3:34, and if I'm going for 38 minutes, I'm going a little bit too quick. and people who I thought I was going to stick with are gone. And there's the official 1 kilometre marker there. On Garmin, this course said it ran 100 metres long, so having the markers a bit further ahead would make sense, but obviously the course is officially measured. Yeah, not some GPS. But here we are, going up another hill. Now this guy must have started really far back, because he's gone real hard up that hill. A lot faster than us two here. Holdridge Running Club man. So we've just completed another hill, and this is a slow incline itself, before going round a bend into another incline before going down a hill. Sort of spoiling it for you guys here, but I'm just trying to get the point across. It's hill, 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 and even on the downhills they're not nice. But 2 runners here come past. I think they came past. I think they were running together. I don't think they just joined up as a team. And if they did, it was very kind of them, because now I have someone sitting behind and follow, because the gap in front was getting a bit big. So they were now my targets, as well as this guy. I thought, God, I've started way too far forward, and now I'm about to be blitzed and sent back to where I belong, further back in the pack. But it just seems that people were finding their place and finding their rhythm. Another downhill here, round the bend. It's not nice to run in the rain as well, especially when you've got like the carbon plates on. I feel like you could slip at any point. And here we are for another bend, and then onto a little bit of cobble. I did think there'd be more cobble than this, and I live in the town, so you know, I don't know the roads that well. Here's the cobble, and then the cobble ends back onto normal roads. So, not too bad. But here we are. I'm squeezing the gap, making it a bit smaller. Not really got much to do at this point, other than don't die. That was a fast first kilometre, so hold it together. Stay in a pack if you can, and don't let people break away from you if you can help it. And here we are running back to where we ran out and right to, where the other runners will be. So this will be our only crossing point of other runners for the entire race. And once we go past the 1 kilometre marker lamppost on the other side, we will see the 2nd kilometre. Second kilometre came in at a 3:47, so it was just inside a 38-minute 10k, I think, if that's supposed to be 3:48s. And I thought that was okay, because it was quite up and down for that kilometre. And now I'm just sticking with the Run For You guy and the Adidas sort of vest top. I think I'll stick behind them as a mini triangle. They won't know it, but I know it. And we're running out towards Welsh Bridge to head towards Frankwell. These are all just random places if you don't live in the town. Now these roads ahead, as we're crossing over to go to the left, were quite uneven, and I was just moving around to try and find some flat surface to keep my feet on, because if you're on even a ditch or a pothole or an incline or anything like that, you can really feel it with the really light shoes. So you just try and keep it on a flat surface as possible, so you don't have any twisted ankles or anything like that. But here we are going over the Welsh Bridge. A lovely sight. I didn't think much of it at the time. All I knew is after this we'd come up an incline around the roundabout. So that's really all I was thinking of. But here we are, go around, And I see puddles, but I see these guys taking the shorter line. I was like, great, I could save a few meters here. I'll just take the inside line early. And I meet the runners side by side here. But then we do have to go back to the left side, so I'm not too sure what we achieved. Maybe a meter saved. We've added someone to our pack, but they seem like it wasn't their day today. Bit of a fan club there. Now, I don't really go for high fives or anything, because I'm scared that someone's going to take it in front of me. So I'm like, I'll just focus on me. You know, that's a bit of a fun fact about me there. I won't accept it in case I get, you know, embarrassed by it. My ego is my own downfall. But here we are, going up towards the mountain now, past the roundabout. Another incline. I wonder what my heart rate would be at this stage. Well, there is someone to my side that I remember. And I was thinking, do I try and get a bit closer here? Because obviously water is spraying as the runners in front are flicking back. So I'm just becoming a little puddled myself. But it is probably the most efficient way to run the race. Especially during the early stages, where it does seem quite up and down. There's no point in me gunning it yet. And it does look like we're wheeling in the blue vest in front. But he might just be taking it easy on the incline before he finds his rhythm again. It would be nice to add someone to our little part we have going on here. Maybe someone else to cover the air in front. Seems like we reached the peak about here and we're heading down. Oh, two runners on the right. Will someone say something? A classic there. We're about to approach 3k. As you can see the lamppost in the distance. And the 3k is a 3:48. So, just on pace, maybe a bit hillier. I haven't actually checked the elevation for that kilometre. I just have the Garmin splits. But now we're finally back onto flat. We're able to find our pace. And I'm thinking, do I move over and try and use the blue vest as my guider now? Or do I just stay with them? But as you can see, they go out of shot.
Yes, mate.
Still 1 mile. Yeah.
A bit of a chat went on there. Hopefully I turned it down to where you can't hear what's going on, because one cannot think straight when they are running and conversing. And they say 1 more hill left, which is what I'm worried about, which is the big hill. But we do have many other hills until then, and after that as well. So, you know, conversations while running aren't my strong point. And neither are conversations while not running. Another fun fact about me. But anyways, back to the race. They might be side by side with me now. I don't know if I tried to squeeze them into that car or not, but hopefully I left them enough room. Nothing was said. And Blue Vest is pushed ahead and gone, probably increased the gap a bit. But now the gap's closing again. Not sure really what's happening. Am I trying to stick with them, or am I trying to push to him? It's like I haven't made my mind up yet. But one thing I do know is the crowds are coming back, which is what we need. We need encouragement to keep going. Now this is a bit of a downhill itself. You know, I think I always need to mention that the inclines and declines, because they're not on the screen, the elevation is not present. So, in case you can't see it, we are going slightly downhill before turning left in just a moment. See, I want to take the racing line, but I couldn't because there was a puddle, and obviously Shoes come first, running comes second, or racing comes second. Gotta protect the shoes. They're expensive things. Can't be ruining them in puddles. But we've turned the corner. I'm catching up to him, but the gap in front of Blue Vest is way too big for my liking. You know, I solo run a lot. All my runs are solo, but you know, been in this vulnerable place of where he is now. Anyone could be behind me, ready to beat me up, and that's not what I want. But I still have people behind me or to the side of me that are just out of camera, out of frame, so to speak. Is that the 4 kilometre marker there? I should get the 4 kilometre split up now. Should be more prepared than that. And that was a 3:49. So I've slowed down a bit.
Okay.
But it seemed to have levelled out on my watch to the signs now. So I guess it could end up being an accurate course. Don't want to run short. That's one thing you don't want in a 10k. You don't want your watch to say 9.99 or 9.98. That is a big no in my opinion. Overrun over than underrun. And here we are. A little bit of an incline with some crowds. To turn out onto the main road to go up another bit of an incline. But I have gone past Blue Vest. I think I just took that corner better than him. So now it's me on my own. This guy didn't seem too far in front. But I thought I'd just take the middle of the road because it's less beaten up by the cars, I'd say.
Thank you.
Had a bit of a chatty run up. Not like it's a bad thing, but he was conversing a lot with the crowds, clapping with the crowds. I thought, is he out on an easy run here? And I'm out giving my all. But there, a runner comes past, so he takes the lead. He takes the beating, and I'm thinking, right, unless he goes flying off into the distance, I'm keeping hold of this guy. He will drag me through thick and thin if he doesn't go sailing. I haven't seen him before at all in this race. It's not like I went past him earlier, and if I did, I've missed him, even in this recording. But I'm catching, and I'm sticking with him. I'm not personally going straight behind him, because I just felt this part was just easier for me to run on. But we're approaching halfway, and I think I also had a runner to my right as well at this point. So it's not like, you know, I was going to squeeze people out as if I was racing in a car or anything like that.
You're still going the wrong way, boys.
Oh, there they are again. Checking my watch, seeing how far along we are, because I was like 5k, well that's only halfway, and we haven't even reached the hill yet at that point. So we still got to keep going for the exact same run again. But the first few k seemed quick, but they did go off quick. Basically I was thinking, can I hold on after that hill, because we're not even halfway yet. I was also thinking, when will I have to stop my camera, because I know it can't last a full 10k race, as we found out last time. So that was something that I was thinking about this entire time.
Thanks, Marshall. Good guys. Thanks, guys. Woo.
Is 5k coming up soon, or are we just going to keep running this road forever? Does it look like the same road over and over again, copy and pasted? Eventually we're coming down, but obviously what comes down must go up. I can't even see the sign for 5k.
Halfway. Yep. Lovely. ready for the next hill?
There's so many hills, man.
This next one's killer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, there's the 5k. They put it in a different colour.
43.
There we are, 1843 for the 5k. So that's 13 seconds off target. I think. I'm trying to figure it out in my head. Maybe I should have done it before, but that was an 1845 for the 5th, and my watch buzzed in 1843 for the entire thing. So I think two 1830s, okay, I know two 1830s is a 37, and obviously 19 would be 38. So I'm ahead of 19s, and here we are approaching the dreaded Hill of Doom that we just conversed about, and he decides to go past me. Now, I don't mind the bold and brave, but approaching the Hill of Doom, Port Hill, at that sort of pace, picking it up even, is a bit risky, even though it was a bit of a downhill. Now, I do manage to have a second camera angle here on Port Hill for you all to admire, but I didn't know that there was a second camera angle taking place. Okay, I didn't know they were there recording. But here it is, the hill. Lots of support, and you can see me there in the background in all black apart from the socks, which are pink. And you know, I never get to see myself run often, and I wonder, am I not lifting my knees high enough? But here you can actually see how steep the hill is, and I appreciate the fact, the heavy grind that we're on, that we're all climbing. Back to my POV now, and he pushes past again, and the hill goes on for a very long time. But luckily we don't have to go to the top of the hill, we get to turn off and go into a school. There's one thing you don't want to do in these sections, which is take the speed bumps as well as the hill. That just seems pointless to me, so just go through the centre or the edge. It just seems smarter and more efficient. Now here I'm slowly pushing past. Am I going too quick up the hill, or am I just better up hills, a better hill runner? I don't know the answer to that.
That's a calf killer.
The calves were burning, and I thought maybe going quicker won't make them hurt as much, because you're obviously trying to take them easy, not to burn out the body and the legs at the same time. Like this Shrewsbury Wace runner to the left. It's getting overtaken, but will they come right back past us? Spoiler alert, they don't. We've gone past the fella with the black backwards hat like myself, and the Telford runner as well. And we're finally flattening out, and we're about to veer left, or go left, into the Shrewsbury School. Really working hard here, after the hill, just trying to get my breath back. And now we get to finally go downhill. And I thought, you know what, now we're in a school, we shouldn't record in schools. So I don't, and we end up skipping a few K. And 6k through the school was up, round, bendy, and a lot of splashes. So 6k was a 3:55, as that included the hill. 3:40 there on my watch, but it was a 3:41 because it was a 0.6. So we've just done 7 there. We missed a kilometre, and now we're coming up another hill. Would you believe it? The Telford runner did come past us again, but I was using him, and we were both going together, and we were slowly catching up to the people in front, which was great for us. More people to attack. It wasn't like a 1v1. We actually had other people to chase. But here I am, proper struggling, breathing wise it seems, but I was still going okay. Just got to take it easy up the hills, don't try and die on the hill, because it isn't the final one. 7k in. Now we're just about at the top, and the guy in the green vest with the yellow stripe through it, I think has had it up that hill. That hill did not do him any good, and so we're going to go past him soon. can see he does look a bit worse for wear at this point. And there's still 2.5k to go. He tucked in to the Telford guy, so I thought I'd tuck into him. But eventually I'll have to move past before we go left in a sec. There's my gran. This time I managed to remember where she'd be on the course, and she was where she said she'd be. So I managed to see her this time. But I've pushed past in the process, gone past the green vest with the yellow stripe. And now I'm back behind the Telford runner. Now I can't 100% confirm that's a Telford jersey, but I'm sure enough that that's what I'll call it. And he's kind of getting away from me with the other Shrewsbury AC runner that was in front of me to start with. So I've reeled them back in after chasing them up the hill and failing. Even doing a 3:33, 3:34 first kilometre, I couldn't keep up with them. But I'm back now, and that's all that matters. I might have ruined his video there if someone was trying to get a picture of him. But it looks like we pushed past him, and we just gotta put one foot in front of the other. Now what I didn't expect is for my camera to die anyways, just about 8k in, and so I had to get it out of my pocket for the final little bit of the run and get it done. So 8k, let's quickly get it done. 8k was a 3:44, 9k was a 3:43, so pretty steady, pretty consistent. But I'm having to say this before we even get there. I get past the Telford bright yellow jersey, and I get in front of him, he gets in front of me, he downshifts, I get the camera out of my pocket, we're going round the inside of the quarry, and we're heading back down the hill that we came up at the start before a very short finish on the flat right, as you would have seen in the earlier clips how close the finish line was to that hill. So he's kind of gapped me here, and I'm thinking, God, I may as well give it my all here. One thing I don't like is being overtaken at the end. Shoes. See, I was hoping to have footage of how fast I was going on the screen so you'd understand the speed, the endurance and the pace, but instead this is all I have. Photo finishes. And I won by a second. And my final time was a 37:21. So I managed to beat my target of the sub 38 minutes by 40 seconds basically. And this is me 3 weeks before the 2026 race. So it's taken me quite a while to turn around the video. I only have myself to blame, but I feel like I may as well get it out. Let the people see it. Let people know what the race is about in case they were wondering what sort of races they could do throughout the summer. It's not much notice for them, but it's a great race and I'm taking part again this year, and hopefully we'll do a better job of recording it and showing the stats on the screen, and most importantly, uploading it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video if you made it this far, and thank you if you did, and I'll see you next time. Maybe in a year's time, but next time for sure.